expect.
I know. That's what happens. Here we go.
Oh. Ooh, that was a crispy tone. Well, we were just saying that people expect me to have some, sort of fabulous makeup going on over here. I can't disappoint our audience. And,
No,
but a few
I think
things.
there are people that tune in for the makeup, not for the poetry. There are makeup like junkies out there.
I wish, I have gotten some really wonderful compliments, not only about the live stream and the incredible quality of the lovely readers and guests that we have, and just how much fun our banter is, Chris, but also they have mentioned that they like my makeup and eyeshadow looks. So, I can't come on here and not have like, a
I've had
nice little
similar
wig
comments.
going on.
That's right.
I didn't get to decide which side I wanted my hair on this time.
Well, you know what? Sometimes you just got to go with it and just decide. Gravity decides, or
Just
something.
let the gravity decide where the hair is going to fall, right?
That's what I do. That's what I do.
That's what you do, Chris.
Gravity
Fabulous,
decides.
fabulous, fabulous. Oh my goodness. Well, Chris, it has been a very special and exciting week. And maybe that's why I'm a little thrown off, because this past Wednesday was my birthday. And thank you, Chris. I just have a Coke, which, you know what? Coke is great. It's delicious.
Oh, well, maybe somebody celebrated a little bit too much at the what is it? The Fat Cat?
Space Cat.
Somebody was drinking too many yards of something or other.
Oh, well, our friend Megan Muldowney was not feeling well last night, so we didn't get to go out. I didn't get to have my half yard, but I was at Space Cat Brewery on Friday, and I did have some lovely fabulous beer.
I might have seen a picture from there.
Yes, I did. I posted this afternoon on Instagram.
In any case, happy birthday again. 25, that's a big one.
Oh, thank you, Chris. That's very nice. I'm
just a few years ago that I turned 25 myself. So
say that again, Chris.
It was just a few years ago that I turned 25 myself, and I remember it.
It's just the anniversary of my 25th birthday. That's what we're going to say from now on.
There you go. That's a good way to look at it.
It is. I think it's a fabulous way. Well, we have Midnight Susan M. Davis and Mom and Dad in the chat.
We do.
We
I'm not even looking in the comments. I'm in the private chat there.
In the private chat. Folks, we have a live stream backstage chat going on, very exclusive content.
It gets pretty wild.
Oh, yes. Well, tonight is a super exciting night. It's not time for our official welcome yet, but we just can't wait. We have so many awesome guests, and they're going to be sharing so many just so many fabulous works with us. It's going to be amazing. And we have 2 open mic features as well. But let me not get ahead of myself, Chris. Chris, what were you doing this weekend?
Well, this weekend I was hunkered down for the most part. This weekend.
Hunkered. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have even asked. Oh, I'm so sorry.
No. It's okay. No, there was a death in my wife's family, and
I'm so sorry.
Very, very sad. And we move on. Life goes on. We write, and we read, and we listen to poems.
Yes, Chris. Indeed, we do. Yes, we do. I'm so sorry for your loss, Chris, and for your family as well. So hope that tonight can lift the spirits a bit.
It always does. It always does.
It really does. It really does. And we thank all of you for being here with us as our guests, as our friends, as our audience, this whole time since the very beginning of quarantine that we've been doing this, and, just really feeling uplifted by your presence and by your amazing works. But now it is 8:00. And it is time for the official welcome to Fumfa 70, Chris. Can you believe it?
70. Wow.
70.
That's sort of officially something. Like
Yup.
that's like AARP. Serious time. We get discounts at local restaurants when we hit 70. It's amazing.
Yeah, it gets serious at that point. Extra
It
serious.
really does. And I
And
believe we're past the 180 mark in terms of
individual
tonight will
readers.
put us even deeper, you
Yeah,
know, and in terms um, of individual readers,
that's right.
and that doesn't include return visits. So
That's right. That's right. We have 10. That's true. Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, so over 180 individual incredible writer friends.
discrete, discrete authors.
Discreet.
Not
Well,
all of them are
tonight
discreet, but we have that many have been on.
that is so awesome. That is so awesome, Chris.
Pretty impressive.
Um, really, really impressive. And we're so thankful for all of you for enjoying it and for being here with us and enabling us to have so much fun and share all this great writing with you. Tonight is an extremely special night because it is our sort of once per semester season, if you will, open mic night. And so this is our fall open mic night, and we have an awesome list of readers for you tonight. We have with us tonight Sarah Sleeper, Ed Poetastic, Vale Larkin, Unmesh Mohitkar, maybe Barb Jens, Terry Rose Jertson, Kemlin, Susan M. Davis, and our dear friends, Phillip J. Curtis, aka Midnight, and John Chance Acevedo, who will be wrapping up the night with 15-minute feature spots, each one of them, and they will be on screen together. And I'm sure they have an awesome reading planned. We're so excited to welcome all of our new guests, our returning guests, and especially our awesome returning features, John Chance Acevedo and Phillip J. Curtis. It's going to be awesome.
Incredible.
So
I don't know what they have up their sleeves.
I know, but they got stuff up their
It's going to
sleeves.
be yeah, it's going to be something. It's going to be worth sticking around for, peoples.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, we can see more guests coming in. We're very excited. And well, Chris, before we get started tonight, can you tell us what we have coming up on the schedule?
Indeed, indeed. Next week we have another veteran of this whole poetry scene, Ray Jane, returning, and then we have a new special guest, Owen Elphick, will be here. That's next week, the 24th, and on the 31st, which is of course Halloween, we have Spooky Night.
Woo!
We're gonna have a Spooky Night Halloween open mic special. And some of the folks who you're going to see tonight will be returning with some scary stories, what have you, and that'll be on the 31st. And then the following week we have Paul Latore and Elemental, and that's the debut of our daylight save. I can never remember. Is it daylight? Whatever. It's our time change.
Time change reading.
That's on the 7th when we push it back an hour. And we'll be on at 7 o'clock Eastern time.
Yes.
In the United States, anyway.
In the United States, anyway. Yes. We have to remember we have our beloved international special guest Unmesh with us, and it is approximately 5:30 a.m. for him right now, which is incredible. Yeah,
that blows my mind. It's like somebody calling in from the space station or something. It's so like so
it's
far
incredible.
away.
Y'all better give him tons of love in the chat for being here with us, and he's gonna knock our socks off as usual. Gonna be amazing. Chris, that sounds like such an exciting bunch of weeks coming up. Make sure that you're here, tell your friends, and if you are a writer out there, we would love to to be a feature or to come on the show, get in touch with us, send us a Facebook message, a little email, and we would so love to have you. And of course, we love to welcome back our our beloved guests to come back again, come back for theme nights, open mics, etc. But Chris, it's 8:05, and it is time to get started with our readings for tonight.
Let's get on with it. We got a lot of people to
we sure do. So Fumfa 70, fall open mic. Let's get started. Our first reader of the evening is Sarah Sleeper.
all the way from San Diego, California.
I know we've got the West Coast representing tonight.
Now the West Coast in the house.
Woo! Awesome. Sarah, I'm going to go ahead and read your bio and then leave you to it. Now, we have many, many bios. So this is slightly, perhaps a slightly cut down bio from before. But here we go. Sarah Z. Sleeper's novel, Gaijin, debuted in 2020 to glowing reviews. Her short story, A Few Innocuous Lines, won an award from Writer's Digest. Her nonfiction essay on Getting Vivian was published in the Shanghai Literary Review. Her poetry was published in A Year in Ink and Others and exhibited at the Bellarmine Museum. So awesome to have you back, Sarah Sleeper.
She also writes a newspaper column about literary events in her area and conducts author talks for her local bookstore, Warwick. Bingo.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Have fun.
Fabulous.
Okay. I appreciate you getting that in because I really support local bookstores and local literary stuff. So I appreciate you mentioning those things at the end. So this is the draft of my prologue from my work in progress. It's my next novel. And I'm not going to tell you too much about it, but it's basically set in a specific location in northern Michigan, and it's a generational story, so it happens over the course of a few hundred years. So this is the prologue. The Facebook post said, "If these dogs aren't gone by tomorrow, I'll shoot them." The blunt threat caused a jolt in my stomach, and I knew that the poster, Farmer Fran, was serious. Her profile photo showed her to be a gray-haired woman in overalls with her hand on the flank of a huge black cow. Behind her, a chihuahua sat on the dirt of the cow pen, gazing up at Fran with soft puppy eyes. Certainly this couldn't be one of the dogs she was promising to kill. I scrolled through the comments. "Fran, you're a terrible person. Why don't you have a heart and take the dogs in? Animal abuser." Within the comment stream, Fran had posted a shot of the dogs. Both were tan with black markings, about 40 pounds, with ribs protruding, lying in a heap under a tree. Farmer Fran had written the caption, "They keep eating my chickens." Fran's post was on a page run by a northern Michigan dog shelter, one that was at least 100 miles south of Fran's remote farm, which was close to the Upper Peninsula. Along with incensed people posting vitriol about Fran, the shelter staff responded too, asking for someone, anyone, to drive out and pick up the dogs. They said if someone could bring the dogs to the shelter, they would foster them or get them adopted. Now I see why I can't see this that well. Instead of posting something online in response to Farmer Fran, I called the local shelter where I'd volunteered for countless hours. But there was no answer, just a message explaining that they'd shut their doors due to lack of funding and dearth of staff. My heart sank. If I drove to Farmer Fran's to get the dogs, where would I take them? Would I need to drive 200 round-trip miles to the shelter that offered to take them? And did I have time to do that between my waitress shifts at Jack's Whitefish Diner? I couldn't afford to miss work. I parsed out the time it would take to drive to Farmer Fran's, retrieve the dogs, drive the 100 miles to the shelter that agreed to take them, drive back and get to work. It would take at least 6 hours with potty stops, and that would be tight. But I had no other choice. No one else on Facebook made a serious offer to help. When I drove up Farmer Fran's driveway, I held my breath so I wouldn't choke on the dirt flying around. Rain-parched milkweed was tall on both sides of the drive, and I braked to avoid hitting a chipmunk that scrambled across my path. A thick forest loomed ahead of me, and off to its right, a scattering of wood buildings that looked badly in need of repair. The biggest one was Fran's house, I assumed, a 2-story A-frame with grimy windows and leaves strewn across the porch. I parked in the gravel driveway and started toward the front door. "Stop where you are." A woman's low growl rumbled out from behind the door. What do you want? The words were followed by a thump, wood on wood, the butt of a gun hitting the floor, a sound I knew well. The door cracked open and I saw someone move, but I stayed put. I'm here about the dogs, I said, directing my voice toward the slit in the door. I'll take them. Oh, you will? They're out back tormenting my chickens. Go ahead and go get them, said the gruff voice. The door clunked shut. I went to my car to retrieve the gentle snares I'd brought along. I hoped I could catch the two dogs easily enough and get them to the kennels I'd loaded into the back of my Jeep. I prayed they'd be calm on the drive to the shelter and was ready with plenty of treats and water. I was spooked by the unfriendly woman, but I was on a mission to rescue the dogs, so I headed to the back of her house. The chicken coop was in a sad state with broken panels and screens full of holes, but I could hear clucking and scratching, so I knew this must be where the dogs were, probably lurking in wait. And then I saw them, the two skeletal tan dogs panting in the shade of the coop, lying side by side. Hey, doggies, I called, over here. I held out a couple of sausage treats, hoping the smell would lure them to me. They both lifted their noses in the air, but neither one made a move as if to stand. I stepped closer, still 20 or so feet away from them. In the blink of an eye, one of them lunged toward me, teeth bared, snarling. A thunderous boom crashed through my ears, and the dog fell with a dusty thump on the ground. I froze, unsure what had happened, my heart pounding. He's the mean one, Fran said. The other one is no problem. She pointed her shotgun to the other dog, still lying on the ground, panting, apparently unfazed by the commotion. You shot him? I was in shock and disbelief. You shot the dog I came here to rescue? I stared at her, now standing 5 feet away from me. She was tiny, almost smaller than the rifle she held. Oh, I suppose you wanted him to mangle you then? What were you planning to do when he went after your throat? From what I seen, you weren't going to do nothing. Well, I'm not sure. She was right. I hadn't made a plan for the possibility of a vicious dog attack. I assumed, for whatever reason, that the dogs were nice. You didn't mention that they were vicious in your post. You dog rescuers, she said in a disgusted voice. You just assume that anyone who'd kill a dog is a bad person. Well, I got news for you. I can't afford to feed 2 more animals, and I can't afford to lose any more chickens. I've posted on Facebook, called the animal control, emailed shelters, and no one, not one person or organization offered to help me. You're the first, and I figured you didn't deserve to be maimed or killed for your effort, so I shot him before that happened. Flabbergasted, I stood staring at the dead dog, a rivulet of blood trickling from his ear. His doggy friend lifted himself from the ground and ambled over, apparently unconcerned about his companion. He sniffed my hand, gently took the treats, then laid down next to my feet. His name's Goose, and he's a good boy, Fran said. I wish I could keep him, but like I said, I can barely afford to feed myself, what with the price of milk and eggs being so low. The family that used to own them had their farm seized by the bank. When they left town, they threw the dogs into my yard. They knew I had a soft spot for them. Incredulous, I looked hard at Fran. Her face was weather-beaten and her eyes had spider webs of wrinkles. She squinted at me in the morning sun, sizing me up while I sized her up. Why didn't you warn me before I came to the coop? Honestly, I wanted to see what you could do. Thought maybe you were one of those dog whisperer types who can calm a nasty dog into submission. I know some of you folks can do that. Not me, I said. I just like dogs. I don't have any particular training or ability. My feet were riveted to the ground and my ears were hollow from the gunshot. I hoped Moose could be saved too, she said, but he was too far gone. Too many cruel hands got to him early, and his ornery nature was fixed. But you can save Goose, she said. Not sure what else to say, I secured the snare around Goose's neck and guided him to one of the kennels in my Jeep. If I hurried, I could make it to the shelter and back in plenty of time for work. As I started to get in, Farmer Fran watched. I can see you're upset, she said, brushing the butt of her gun through the driveway scrabble, side-eyeing me. Life is all how you look at things. If I hadn't shot Moose, he would have killed you or at least hurt you bad. Now at least Goose gets to live. That's a 50% success rate. In my book, succeeding half the time is pretty damn good. She shrugged, gave a little wave, headed back to her coop, and let the chickens out. They rooted and rustled around, and she threw handfuls of food to them. Sorry if you can hear my dog. I paused, then remembered my goal, get the dog to the shelter and get to work on time. As I drove away, I saw Fran in the rearview mirror pick up and snuggle her small chihuahua. 15 years later, I still save stray dogs when I can, but I'm not as hard on myself or others when I can't save them all. When I'm on vacation and see a street dog, I usually turn away. Only twice have I stepped up to rescue them and jumped through the immense hoops necessary to take a dog from Mexico back to the US. Most of the time, I feel the pang of guilt, knowing I'm not going to stop, not going to help, but instead carry on with my plans to snorkel or eat out. I'm a decent person, but not all the time. I'm good and I'm not so good, just like everyone. I have glorious parts and deep chasm of faults. But I give myself a break because I know there's more to any person and any story than what is visible at first glance. I know that what looks one way on the surface is often totally different when I take a closer look. I'm right about my initial judgments of people and situations sometimes, but I'm also wrong at least 50% of the time. That's it.
Thank you, Sarah Sleeper. So good to hear you. Fabulous. Thank you
Great
so
sound
much.
effects.
I was trying to read fast because I was watching the time, so I hope it wasn't too fast.
No, it was fabulous.
No,
Thank
it
you
was
so much. So good to hear a story.
Thank you. Thank you.
And those dogs, the dogs, you trained them well because they came in.
Yeah, they came in as supporting characters.
As supporting characters, exactly.
Okay, I'm gonna log out because I know you guys got to move on.
We do. We will see you soon, Sarah. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sarah.
All right. So thanks again to Sarah Sleeper. Always amazing to hear from her. Next up, we've got Ed Poetastic. Welcome, Ed.
Thank you. Because you guys made me feel fantastic. I feel welcome. Woo! Woo!
I love it. And that's exactly Ed's bio. So
that's right. I'm so happy because I was going to get to read his bio, but he already did it for me.
That's absolutely right. Well, Ed, we're gonna leave you to it and let you make us feel fantastic.
Thank you, because you guys make me feel so poetastic. Okay, my name is Ed Poetastic. I hope everyone feeling fantastic. Please give me the time so you can enjoy my rhymes so you all feel sublime. I have 3 pieces, so hope you have the time. Okay, this is called Bare Naked Truth. We're exposed poets. We stand naked every day. Oh, come on, you know it. One shades every single day. You know it. No denying it. Our emotion on full display. You have to quickly admit we all write bare essays. Our words can really hit. Flesh out the inner gray. Yes, we're naked. Don't quit. Shine your golden way. I know some feel sick. Show the world the way. Hope it can really click. Chip away you and others' clay. Keep crushing those bricks. Hope all who are lost and astray perform those emotional tricks. Make the inner trauma delay. Give a backbone for those pricks. Make the thunderstorms decay. Change the form of skeptics. Acceptance. No more betrays. Support that man or chick. Unshock the collars or obey. Make your personality stick. Give advice in life's disarrays. Remove those small annoying ticks. Bare naked insight you betray. You're naked. Everything will be okay. Okay, thank you very much. I'm so much. Okay, here's another piece. This is, say least, this is called Freedom Ring. Break out of those chains. You have to live that way. Don't let it seep inside your brain. Don't just say okay, then obey. Don't suck with the frigid rain. Let your hopes burn and decay. Don't get enveloped by your pain. Don't just think it in gray, and gray. Don't believe your life is down the drain. Don't just hope, stop, then pray. Don't just think your hollow remains. Don't wish for death to carry you away. Don't just do and robotically explain. Don't just be a tool on full display. Don't just be another title in this domain. Don't just be the victim or the prey. Don't just keep sniffing that monocolly cocaine. Don't just say, hey, then stay. Don't just cry, then scream and complain. Don't just wear those anchors like deodorant spray. Don't just believe this is your immortal campaign. Don't just be a vast and empty blank tray. Don't just drive in your same old lane. Don't just think it's about pay and repay, then replay. Don't just bask in misery. Life isn't milky plain. Don't just stay mute, but roar what you gotta say. Don't just think you're just iron in your veins. Don't be rooted, but live life like it's your birthday. All right, I got something last. Hope you're having a blast. And This is called Much Better. It's much better to give than to receive. It's much better to fail than to achieve. It's much better to share than to be greedy. It's better to work than to be needy. It's better to love than to be bad. It's better to be happy than to be sad. It's better to be simple than to be complicated. It's better to be adored than to be hated. It's better to be alive than to be dead. It's better to be here than to be ahead. It's better to be you than nothing at all. It's better to feel than to be a wall. It's better to sing than to be mute. It's better to be real than to be cute. It's better to be a memory than to be a dream. It's better to be a road than to be a stream. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ed.
Wow.
Oh my God, I love the encouragement and the rhythm and just the fun. And I just love your spirit. So good to see you, Ed.
Thank
And
you.
live,
Thank you.
live
Thank
like,
you.
like it's your birthday, right, Katie?
Yeah. I've been doing it this week.
That's going to be my new motto.
I love it.
I think Ed's returning for Spooky Night. Is he not?
He is coming back in 2 weeks for Spooky Night.
All right, so he's going
Oh,
to thrill us.
Yes,
Halloween
we'll be
again.
excited to see you then, Ed. Thank you so much for the encouraging poetry. Love it.
Thank you.
See ya. All right, wasn't that fabulous, everyone? Awesome. Well, we are super duper excited. Well, we're excited for everything, but we're very, very excited to welcome back Vale Larkin. And we are going to bring them up and also set up some video as well. Chris,
Oh my
may
gosh.
I ask, do you have our email open to share their bio with us?
Oh. It's in the
Okay.
email?
So I'm going to just take an extra moment to queue up our videos because we have a full backstage.
Yes, I do have the video. I didn't know where it was, but here it is. You want me to read the bio now?
Yes, please. And I'm going to bring Vale up, but we are going to be doing all of the reading and narrating. But they will be up here to say hi. Hi, Vale. Thank you so much for joining us and for coming back.
Here they are.
We're pumped to see the videos. Chris is going to read your bio while I cue things up.
Fantastic. Vale Luella Larkin is a trans/NB wheelchair-enhanced writer and all-purpose nerd. An upstate New York native, past employment ranges from opera singer to exotic dancer, but they have settled happily in Pittsburgh, Iron City, where they write poetry, short fiction, theater, and sometimes impassioned essays. They have been published in Drunk Monkeys, the anthology Love Letters to Gaia, and they received a 2021 Brooklyn Poets Fellowship. That's pretty cool.
Super cool. And I will give the intro to this video. The first video is part of a series exploring loss and grief surrounding disability and death. It's based on Vale's own experiences and explores difficult themes. So please be safe and step away if this will make you too uncomfortable. All right, here we go.
I awakened today to the loss of my voice. I knew it before, had heard and felt the hiss and catch, whispering into each syllable. Still, today, I felt it. The depth of my loss sinks me. No more songs, no more sweet tones. All nuance and flavor erased, as the air rushes through paralyzed chords.
I am going blind. All hope of seeing you again is dead, Janie.
I wonder how long I have, whispering, but not yet vanished. The music is all gone now. My throat protests the slightest hum. I mourn, and weep for harmony.
What have I ever done, except one blunder after another?
Once I walked away. Once I lost everything, and gained myself, in exchange for the stage. Once all options were arrayed, now I find my paths hidden and obscured. And silent, always silent.
Pictures, all I have. Pictures, all I have. All I have. I am going blind.
Feet, legs, hands, spine, voice. Walking, running, playing, dancing, singing, 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 singing.
I am going blind.
That was incredibly powerful, Vale. We just applause break before
That
we
was
go to
so
the next
cool.
one. Very powerful.
The
Very
letters of
powerful.
Calamity Jane to her daughter. Wow, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
All right, let me queue up the second video. I am going to just remove this one and get to our second one. Here we go. And then I will read the intro for that. Thank you so much, Vale, for this awesome experience, giving us the multimedia, which I think is so cool. So neat to have. Okay, here we go. And let me just make sure that I pause it. Oh, hold on a moment. All right, and here's the intro for the second video. The second video is part of an accompanying series using some of the same techniques to explore other themes. Vale is collaborating with Crom Saunders, a notable deaf actor and certified deaf interpreter, to bring ASL interpretation and performance to all these videos. That's awesome. This is our first, this is Vale's and his first completed video commissioned by Brooklyn Poets for a feature on their website this past week. Amazing. And there is a link that can be shared to the poem afterward, and we unfortunately do not have a Q&A tonight, but Vale, anything that you could send to us that we could post up and share would be so appreciated. Let's get into the video. All right.
Tool makers. The green wild goes mad in its agony, skies crashing down with thunderheads to crush us, our baking cities desiccated of any liquid save oil. Is it any wonder that they burn and burn? We watch the dying seas rising, spreading salt through the aquifers and licking away sand and tender wood and rusting metal in rushing rivers down every street. We would need to become fish people, or frog people, or long, stilted herons if we were to stay. Too late, too late. We should have remained animals to begin with. Better that than what we have become, a vast maw snatching every scrap of land from all who have always belonged to it. We are tool makers, chained to our DNA like a wagon. If only we made tools to regrow cloud forests, to repair the great scars we have carved in the mountains, to renew creatures we've long since doomed to decay, and to diminish ourselves to the mortal meat of our own substance, to the sounding of our own hearts, to our place in the greater pattern, to the vitality of living beyond the veil of avarice.
That was absolutely incredible. Oh, Chris, I'm sorry. I battled you on the button there. Oh, Vale. That was so awesome. I mean, not only was that an absolutely powerful poem, but it was so incredible to get to see the sign language along with
Yes.
it. It turned the words into motion and movement.
Yeah.
And I feel like it always should be like that. It was so beautiful, Vale. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
My daughter's learning sign language, so we've been watching a lot of sign language videos and stuff. Yeah, and I mean, it's so, there are people doing ASL who are, like real performance artists. It's so like interesting to watch, even when you don't understand. Like, you can't, if you don't know ASL, it's still amazing to watch.
Oh, it's beautiful to
It
watch.
really is.
Beautiful to
It's
watch.
like, it's like dance or,
Yes, yes,
movement
yes.
art. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Vale, for sharing all of that with us tonight. We're so thrilled to have you. Thank you so much. All right. Woo, wasn't that fabulous, Chris? Just,
That
I
was.
mean, absolutely incredible.
It's so
Well,
great to have, different formats and different kinds of expression on here.
absolutely, absolutely, and would love to have more and more and more of it. And we're excited to have you back, Vale. I believe for Spooky Night as well. Exciting, I think.
Awesome.
I believe so, yes. But we'll get to that later. But thank you so much, Vale. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Next up, all the way from India, where it is very early in the morning, we are so excited to welcome Unmesh.
Hello, hello, hello
Welcome, welcome.
everyone.
Welcome,
Hello,
welcome, Unmesh.
thank you, thank you.
So excited to have you. I'll go ahead and read your bio for us. Unmesh Mohitkar is the author of the poetry collection named Light Shadow Life, The Missing Verse of the Soul. Available on Amazon and Kindle. He has performed at multiple international events like Singapore and San Jose Poetry Festival. He is a regular performer at the Nuyorican. He writes in 3 languages, English, Hindi, and Marathi, which is just absolutely incredible. And of course, I've seen him on Put It in the Chat, where our friends Midnight and Chance host. We'll leave you to it, Unmesh. Can't wait to hear you.
Excellent, thank you, thanks a lot. So here we go. The first one, this is from my book. The world is for adults, let it be, but never kill the child in you. Life is boring, let it be, but never kill the pirate in you. Law and order forced on you. Law and order forced on you, let it be, but never kill the revolution in you. But never kill the revolution in you. So I like short poems. This was the first one. And the next one is shorter than this. Neither left nor right or central. Neither left nor right or central. I am abandoned horizontal with no sides. I am abandoned horizontal with no sides. Next one is I say it's a ghost poem, a bit spooky. Dark night, silence, wind softly touching his skin, walking alone, walk, which he wanted to end permanently. In the dark of the night, he saw the bridge, just silhouette. Sound of the water running below the bridge. River, like life is never satisfied, keeps on running towards the finale of extinction. Suicide? No, that was not on his mind. Living dead man never commits suicide. Exhilaration of death can be experienced only by the living. This bridge where it all unfolded, dance of the death exploded. He blamed everyone, sun for setting, moon for hiding, stars for misguiding. Lot of water has flown under the bridge, boiled and evaporated in his heart. Few cars were running on the bridge, in circles, in a loop, like a song stuck in your head. Old tape recorder, romantic song running in a loop. He did not understand why people just drive on this bridge in circles for hours. A white car was running in circles on that bridge. It went very near to him. Tring, tring. Suddenly, mobile phone in the car started ringing. Driver woke up. His eyes were about to come out. Nostrils flaring, mouth wide open, shivering. Driver spoke on the phone, ran away as if he saw something long back. He saw few things on the bridge. Driving his car. The car had a life of its own. It never left the bridge, running in circles in a loop on the bridge. He did not receive any call. He never saw the car again. Every night he sits on the bridge, waiting for the car to come. People in the car to come home. Sometimes he does hear people saying, murmuring, Ghost, ghost, ghost. That was Ghost. Next one is one more short poem. Sprawling thoughts, haywire, live wire, crossfire, hell's fire, ceasefire, inspire. Always, always entangling, surrounding like barbed wire. Always entangling, surrounding like barbed wire. And this is the last one. Happiness is a fraud. Happiness is a fraud like a witch casting a spell, never ending mirage, enchanting beauty, make you run after her like crazy. You're not alone. Whole village has fallen in love with her. She seduces you, you lust for her in return. Never ending craving, never ending wanting. Yes, happiness is a fraud. Like a mission in a computer game, you achieve one to unlock other. Live many deaths to unlock one, just to get the next mission called next level of happiness, asking for more lives. And once you win the game, they ask you to give it all up. The moksha. Now you fight your next mission to give it all up. Yes, happiness is a fraud. All the big shot millionaires who are in our eyes has got it all and then left it all, not for moksha or for great cause, but to hide their money. Or is it an affair and earn more money? Once again, I tell you, yes, happiness is a fraud. If you are into it and happy to play the game, that is the name, one which you can never tame. Short-lived fame, a limited edition game. The name, shame, flickering flame, also offered by God. Yes, happiness is a fraud. Also offered by God. Yes, happiness is a fraud. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Wow! Unmatched, just bringing that so good, so powerful, so exciting and captivating, just awesome intonation, fabulous meanings and messages and images. Always so awesome to have you, Unmesh.
It's like fireworks going off
Yeah.
when Unmesh reads. Boom, 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 boom.
I love
you.
it. Thank you so much for waking up so early and joining us, Unmesh. We can't wait to have you back again.
Thanks.
Thank
Thanks,
you so
everyone.
much.
Thank you, Unmesh.
Have a good day.
Yeah, good night.
I think he's coming back on Halloween too.
And he'll be back on Spooky Night in 2 weeks. Thank you so much, Umesh. See ya. Oh, so awesome. Ooh, Chris, I'm still shook. Umesh is just rocked the house right now. All
As
right.
usual.
As usual, exactly. All right. Well, next up we have Terry Rose Jertson. Let's bring her up. And Chris, would you mind doing the honors? Hi, Terry. Welcome.
Hi, how are you?
Very.
How are you?
We're thrilled to have you.
Thank you for having me.
And here's her bio. Teresa Rose Jertson writes, and I'm just going to quote: "I am an artist. Of course, it's not me. I'm speaking as Terry. I am an artist, wife, mom, and peer recovery specialist who took up poetry in 2020. She's a newbie as a way to cope with the new normal. I can't think of a better way to cope with all this. I regularly attend open mics at New Eurekan Cafe Vocabulary, The Word is Right, Nomadic Press, Tumblewords Project, Society X, Barbed Wire, Poetry in the Brew, and the Glastonbury Fringe Festival this summer. All right. Take it away, Terry.
Excited to
Shout
hear
out.
you.
Shout out to my friends. Okay, this one's called Bag of Bones. What are we made of, these bodies of spirit, skin, bones? Questioning the meaning of life, trying to unfold, using our brains, reasoning. What of the heart and what it knows and grows through seasons? When we meet our purpose to achieve our dreams, all else pales in comparison and values less our schemes. We are born to die for this gold, bones and bags of skin that hold the secret to a life too good to keep it. I have another one. It's called Dreams. I put a dream in my pocket. I stumbled upon it among the pieces of glistening shells along the shoreline. I picked it up because it was forgotten. Did someone else lose it? Are they looking for it? Did some poor soul put an ad in the paper, lost and found, describing what it looked like and where they thought they lost it? Or did this once belong to me? Something about it looks and feels familiar. I carefully put the fragments in my pocket to tend to later, as I am a fixer. When I get home, I will put it in the bucket where I collected other recycled dreams. They will be kept in a safe place, waiting for me to remember them, to become my reality. I have another one. It's called Soul. Soul unwinding, spiraling out of this plane, soaring on wings invisible to the heavens, to merge with the energies of the Creator, glowing with a little light leading the way home, guiding our paths to the infinite spaces, organized disorganization, polarities colliding, opposites attracting, soulmates reuniting, demons and angels conspiring. And I have another one. It's called Seahorse. Why didn't Ariel have a seahorse for a friend? Perhaps because they don't need a female to tend to them. This seahorse looks so ancient with his spiky mane, crocodile-like pattern on his body, scary in the face, blank eyes. I would not like to meet him in a larger size. Not as approachable as the type you can ride, but some are afraid of the domesticated kind. Not me, however. I would love to have my very own and race down the beach as the sea air sweeps the hair from my face. And then I have one more. It's called Living as a Tree. My hands always busy, my mind always working, my body always moving. No time to rest, have to keep moving. Death will come in its time now, more sooner than later. Resting is for the dead. I will push on. I won't lay down and die. My will is stronger. Yes, a strong will should get me through. This life is, despite its troubles, I will be planted and strong, like this tree, forever bending with the gales, storms, hurricanes of the world. I will not topple. I will flex, almost to break, but not breaking. Leaves will fall, branches may shed, but the purpose is to stand tall as a testimony to those that were cut down. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Terry. So great to hear you.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome.
Great.
Thank you so much.
I love it. And she has Baby Yoda back there.
Oh,
Yeah.
you saw it. I know.
Oh,
I wanted
oh my
him in the screen. That's Grogu.
Grogu, that's right. I can always forget. I just say Baby.
I love that little guy.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
Everybody loves Grogu.
So good, Terry. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. Hope to have you back soon.
Thank you.
All right. Fabulous. Amazing poets tonight, Chris.
One after the other. Bing, bang, boom.
I know, incredible. So I'm bursting with happiness right now. It's just, it's always so much fun on our show, and our open mic nights, our multiple reader nights. It's just the energy is just extra incredible, I think.
I think there's something in that Coca-Cola.
Well,
I don't know.
well, maybe it's because, it's got caffeine instead of alcohol. So,
It's a,
but I'm always pretty giggly on here, to be honest.
That's true. That's true.
Anyhow, we are very excited to welcome a new guest for us tonight. Well, another new guest for us tonight,
Yeah.
Kemlyn. Welcome, Kemlyn.
Uh-oh.
Hello, everyone. It's
There
good
she
to
is.
see you, Chris and Katie. You guys are just delightful hosts. I've enjoyed your banter and
Thank you.
just wonderful. Glad to be
Thank you
here.
so much, Kemlyn. We love your blue hair and your crown, and we can't wait to hear you read. I'm going to go ahead and share your bio with everyone. Kemlyn, BA in Studio Art, MDiv Theology, MA Special Education, is a multidisciplinary artist with expressions in poetry, theater, spoken word, visual art, and dance. Originally from Singapore, working as a special education teacher in Arizona. She is on the YouTube web show The Poets React by the Poetry Global Network. Her poems have been published by Singlit Station and Squircle Line Press in Singapore. Absolutely incredible. We can't wait to hear you, Kemlyn.
Thank you so much. Tonight I shall be reading to you from the Mermaid Tales and Siren Songs. Chasing mermaid tales, awaken sirens, sing secrets. Tempt sailors, sail away. I sing not for you, but myself. Satisfy hidden locks open with key. Waves lapping, caress round bare mounds, flicking tails, hypnotic whispers, feather spots behind scales, delightful underwater play. You may peek, sailors thirst, voyeurs voyage for seeking, longing. They will dream wet water visions, mermaid tales. Let's escape. Meet me on Palawan shores. Blue ocean, sing the Blue Mermaid. You wish to invoke my name? Sailor, prince, you wish to say my name? Mortal, this goddess shall grace thy wish. Softly aspirate and add ing, ting. Still stumbling, tongue-tied? This won't do. How will you scream my name and worship? Let me school you. Feather the rim of a double cymbal, high top. Love me a drummer. Why get a single if you can get a double? Syncopate with me. My turn. Tss, 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 tss. Your turn. Tss, 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 tss. My turn. Tss, 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 tss. Hold breath, sigh, release, ting. Your turn. Tss, 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 tss. Hold breath, sigh, release, ting. Invoke my name 5 times, crescendo, pianissimo to fortissimo. Ting, 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 ting. Bravo, my guppy, you've been spelled. Every breath inhaled, you will exhale my name. Now, what else do you want to be schooled in? all the things you are and I am. Time and again I've longed for adventure. I censored myself from desire caving in, something to make my heart beat much faster. Awaken with throbbing, pounding, weakening. What did I long for? I never really knew. This desire, blow out match. Douse, fire burning, finding your love, I found my adventure. Arousal, smoke, signals, danger, ache within. Touching your hand, my heart beats much faster. This is bad, but it feels so good. I am peaking. All that I want in all this world is you. Stop. Don't stop. Body's naturally responding. You are the promised kiss of springtime. You kiss me. Damn you. For I am damned. You slip in. That makes the lonely winter seem long. I am cold. You blanket around me, gift wrapping. You are the breathless hush of evening. Breathe, breathe. Breathe. My chest rises, falls, climaxing, that trembles on the brink of a lovely song. Say my name. Can't fight anymore. I am Ting. You are the angel glow that lights the star. The dearest things I know. You are. Someday my happy arms will hold you, and someday I'll know that moment divine when all the things you are mine.
Camlin, that was totally captivating. That was awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Chris and Katie, for having me here tonight. It was a pleasure to perform for you and for your lovely, lovely viewers.
Oh,
It
thank
was a
you
pleasure
so
for
much.
us to have you here. You did not disappoint. We see the presentation and you delivered 100%. That was so much
A million percent. I was totally captivated. What a story! What a journey! And the music, the rhythm, the words, the character. It was absolutely incredible. Thank you for that performance, Camlin. Totally awesome.
Thank you both, and I wish you well. And until the next time we shall meet.
Until next time, we hope to have you back. Thank you, Chris. This is, that was awesome. Wasn't that awesome,
That
Chris?
was. This is variety is the spice of life. And tonight, it's pretty spicy.
It is spicy.
I get a feeling it's going to get even more spicy with our next guest. We
Well,
never
things
know.
often do get spicy when Susan M. Davis is in the house. One of our biggest fans. Hey, Susan. And
Hello. I was not starting with spicy tonight, but you just changed my mind.
Uh-oh. Woo-woo. We are always in favor
All right.
of spicy, Susan.
Midnight is getting ready. He's getting ready because he's a big fan of the spicy stuff. So we'll see what he has to say afterwards.
Absolutely, Susan. We are so happy to have you. And Chris, do you have Susan's bio in the?
I have this bio. It's written in. It seems to be written in haiku, but
it is written in the first person. Just imagine that you were Susan.
Well, I don't know. I'm looking at this one in the private chat, and I'm just gonna try to fill it out.
Oh, hold on.
28.5 years, right? As an 8th grade English teacher.
Yeah, correct. That's right.
Retired on New Year's Day of 2020. She holds 3 master's degrees, finishing her 4th next July. And she's the author of 1 memoir, Where There Is Breath, There Is Life, as well as 5 published essays, and 1 in LGBTQ Lit magazine, Her new book, with the awesome title Lipstick Lesbian, is it's a collection of poems to be published by Adelaide Press next month. That's November
Congratulations, Susan.
Thank you.
and she joins us from California.
Amazing. So
Take
good
it
to have you,
away.
Susan.
Thank you. Thank you. And number 70 is so hard to believe. And because of you, Chris and Katie, this is all possible for all of us. So thank you. I did write that in the chat. I was going to start with a little bit calmer piece of poetry, but since the words were spoken, I'll go ahead and start with this one. It's, I think it's in my new book coming out. It's called Sulking After Supper, where nothing happens inside. Breathing the air surrounding nature, the treehouse. Fingers massaging, orgasms waiting on the precipice of one clitoris. Arms melting into the soft white sheets only found in a resort such as this. Love hangs from the beams in the treehouse and radiates warmth. Perhaps another time. Not interested in sex. A doctor wanted the best. $750 a night. The treehouse in Big Sur, California. The smell of sea kelp shampoo lurked in the air above the grandiose bathtub built for two. Hours at a time we soaked in the tub overflowing with bubbles from the steam from the big window open to its fullest. Wanting more, but only one, hungering for it. Two of us slip in and out of our virgin white bathrobes, sliding onto the soft, silky white sheets. Breasts were the delight of one, soft, peachy colored breast for all to see. Windows everywhere, no blinds were shut. Dinner, the 7-course meal, and wine shared by one, the doctor, tiptoeing her way through each glass of wine. Diet Coke for me, please, with ice. The doctor ate everything, cleaned her plate, ravenous for food, because the cook was a master chef at this 5-star resort. Grilled cheese would have suited me fine. It was all for show. The doctor, the girlfriend, but she wasn't interested. Let's make love, I shouted. Lots of it. Sex illuminated the room, surrounded by big windows. Big Sur, secluded in a gigantic tree house at Post Ranch Inn. The tree house breathing the air, surrounding nature, where nothing happens inside. My next one, much quieter. A very dear friend's mother passed away 2 weeks ago. She couldn't find the words she wanted to write, so I wrote a poem to her. Through the silence of the wind, she will blow you sweet kisses. Never far away, memories amalgamate with your soul. You may not be able to touch her, but she can touch you through the beauty she left behind. We think they are gone forever as we search for the feel of their hands, a kiss from their lips, or words formed and framed around their mouth. Never gone, always there. A gentle and kind woman who taught you the same. She is there as you walk on a cold, blistery day. She is the wind that touches your face. She is the cold that let you know you are alive. She is the warmth as you sip your tea. She is the sun as it shines brightly on you. She is your mom, and she will always be with you. My next poem is called My Uninvited Guest. Thank you for the organization skills you offer me, the ability to never be late to anything. OCD does not define me. I feel it refines me. I embrace your rules, still believing I'm in charge. I know you demand more than I want to give. You were never invited, yet somehow we united, reconciled that we are together forever. An ongoing relationship, no marriage license, no reception, no divorce court. It's you and me, connected by a neuron deep within my brain. You disrupt communication between my frontal cortex and my ventral striatum. Repetitive loops circle my brain. Low levels of serotonin need a push to a higher ground. Empower me with everything aligned perfectly. Perfectionism is my preference. You deliver orders right and left, aligning my life to the best of intentions. A good friend you are to me, even if I have to count to 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to read 2 very short ones. I'm studying with Carol Ann Davis, who has taught me Leaping by Bly. So here are 2 leaping poems. The first one, Jump. Love jumps like a frog at the Calaveras County. Lesbians leaping from partner to partner, slithering from one frog to another. Who will win the race? The lily pad is the flower of choice. Don't bring me that. I want roses to show your love. Crowds yelling and screaming. What for? Love is love. I've done this many times. I've slithered for you and her and her and her. Never did any of you turn me into a princess. Jumping will go on. Repeat. And my last one, my favorite vegetable is my artichoke. This prickly green vegetable sat perched in my yard, begging to be plucked from its quarters. I bent over from the waste and harvested it from the bush where it matured, prickly on the ends, but ripe as a piece of fruit. The stem poked me like my ex, harder and harder as I began to undress. Let me look at this vegetable a bit closer, because artichokes are soft and furry inside. My ex poked and poked me again because I was ripe too. Thank you.
Wow, Susan Davis! Okay, so I like how we bookended with some spicy poems, and I
Spicy.
love it. And
Look at that spicy artichoke dip.
Yeah. Be careful when you read it again. So,
Susan, those were such fabulous poems, such great imagery, such great rhythm. I really especially love the poem about OCD. So good.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
yeah, that's my focus right now. Andrea Cloudis, who is from our program, she and I are wanting to write a book on OCD together.
Incredible.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
That is so awesome.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me or asking me or me asking you. You guys
We
are the best.
we love having you.
All
We
right.
love having you, Susan. It feels right to have you here on an open mic night, and we have to have you back when that book comes out. You know.
Oh, amen.
For sure.
Thank
Absolutely.
you both.
And good luck,
Thank you,
Dodgers.
Susan. Oh,
Yeah,
oh, sorry, Susan. Say that again. Say that again.
Dodgers winning 2-0.
Woo!
Okay.
I mean, isn't it always so great when Susan M. Davis is in the house, Chris?
Always the energy levels just spikes up there.
Just absolutely, and we can always trust Susan to bring the spiciness. But so great to hear some more poems. We've heard from her amazing memoir. It's so great, so great. Well, now. Audience, everyone, we are getting to our portion of the evening where we are getting into our features for tonight. Oh, there's like a helicopter over there.
There's an airplane like land on our roof here, I think.
Well, we are so excited. This open mic night, we're doing something a little different. And we are wrapping up with 2 feature readers. They are return guests for us. We are going to welcome Phillip J. Curtis, aka Midnight, and John Chance Acevedo. Let's get them up here.
Let's
give
up
them
here.
a warm welcome. Oh, Chance.
Chance is in the fog. He's in the
Chance
fog.
is in the fog. We
Yeah,
want to read
San
your
Francisco
bio.
tonight.
Sorry,
Really?
Chance.
Maybe
I
he's
know
in
that
London.
we've got-
Oh, there he is.
Look for
I
the
know
green
they've got
button, bro.
amazing-
The green button. The green button.
The green-
Work with me, bro.
We just want to read your bios, and then we know you've got amazing things planned, so we will not stand in your way. So we just want to have your beautiful faces. Okay. Chris, do you want to read Chance, and I'll read Midnight's bio?
Sure. John
right.
Chance Acevedo has been reciting and hosting for nearly 2 decades. As the eldest of 3, he receives inspiration from everyday life situations and most commonly uses a blend of comedy and drama to reflect his real-life experience. Chance has become a recognized feature performer in many poetry venues and universities. Chance has been published in Raul Maldonado's The Company We Keep, Erato Park Slow Poetry Project, and most recently, Mino Habla with Accento. Chance is a founding. I need to get that. Chance is a founding member of the hardest working poetry group on the scene, El Grito de Poetas, a collective of diverse Latino and Latina poets dedicated to the craft and performance of modern poetry.
It's awesome to have Chance with us. I'm going to go ahead and read Phillip J. Curtis's bio, aka Midnight, and then we will leave them to it. Okay, Phillip J. Curtis, aka Midnight, is a writer, spoken word artist, and mentor. He is a native of New York with roots in Jamaica, West Indies, who arrived on the Colorado Springs poetry scene in 2006, bringing with him a brand of New York City straightforwardness and swag, along with the sensual son of Jamaica, West Indies. Phillip, aka Midnight, is also an avid community steward. He has facilitated poetry workshops at various high schools and colleges. There is so much more to his bio. You can look him up on YouTube, amazing performances, and you got to check out Put It Into Chat, which is basically every other Wednesday, I believe, second and fourth Wednesday of the month. And it's just the best. And Chance and Midnight are hosts there. And as you know, they are returning guests here. We can't wait to hear you guys tonight. Thank you so much for being with us. And take your full 15 minutes each. Don't be shy. We're excited to hear you. We can't wait to hear you.
Go for it.
See you guys.
You gonna say something, bro? Let's go. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Because baseball brings me back to when father and I played games of catch. Gulping quarts of board and milk cart for discount Mets tickets on the back of the carton. The summer games at Shea. Hot dogs smothered with all the things and fixings that I like. And it never mattered if the bread was stale. I was there to see my Mets play. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. But America's pastime still has the mindset of things that should be part of our pastime. The encounters I remember. Rules change every game that we won. Pitcher and catcher going through routine, communicating what signs with a nod of cap. Ironic how his first pitch brushed me back. We were an all-black semi-pro traveling team. The Dogs! Woo, woo! In center field was me. A bunch of niggas down in Ocean Towns, Mississippi. Baseball, where every team has an equal opportunity to win. 27 outs for me and the same for you. Yet the color of our skin changed the rules. You boys need to win 3 or 4 more games in order to advance into the winner's bracket. But sir, we've played about 4 with a final score higher than yours. We just ended up beating them more. You could see the disdain in their face after every loss. We did care to get back. Root, root, root for the highway as we barely got away. Today, I play baseball in a league as it were in 1864. Back when the gentleman's agreement became an unwritten rule, no contracts for ballers that were black. Yet I stand in field wearing replica uniform that so many men wish they could have. Because this game is their America. Back in the month of May, Osborne, Kansas, where American flag is placed block after block, in between pictures and signs in support of 45. Jose and I shook our heads as Popo asked 3 essential questions. I'm gonna let you boys off with a warning. Run along and enjoy your little baseball games. Colorado Vintage Baseball, established in 1993 to preserve the history of this game as it was played in the 19th century. But if you ask me, it also preserves America. If they don't win, it's a shame. And even now, in my over 50 softball league, they pledge allegiance regularly. I stand respectfully listening to his hypocrisy. This is the home of the brave because you are free. Yes, baseball did a thing in 1947, letting Jackie Robinson in. But since then, they've taken on it and ignore it till it goes away strategy, putting rule in place that says at least one candidate of color must be interviewed for team hierarchy, choosing to pacify me through formality. Because in the MLB, the major league of bigots, the Black Lives Matter movement fell on deaf ears until players reacted publicly, taking field in order to walk off it. In a weave of hats of the number 42 that Jackie Robinson wore, moments of silence, jerking BLM shirt across home plate, because home is where the fight begins. We need to educate our children. You see, baseball said they would focus on the root of the problem, but failed to mention the words police brutality as the problem. Commissioner, oh, say, can you see? You can't call out something then to refuse to name it in detail. So revisit the legacy of Jackie. Bring to life his visions of equality, the ones he fought for. He said repeatedly, there's not an American in this country free until every one of us is free. Bring back Jackie Robinson's legacy because it goes beyond the difference between a third strike and a foul ball. Baseball. I love you for the happy place you bring me, for the last out that may never come. watch, play, attend All-Star game. But in a way, baseball is everything America still stands for. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes you're out at the old ball game. It's still the American way. Play ball.
December 1991 in New York City, companies are having their Christmas parties a week early. Women are shopping for their children's gifts, dubbing as Santa Claus. Margaret loved to party as long as her children were home safe. She never passed up on the opportunity to be with her best friend and at her best friend's house. Lisa always had the best parties. Hustlers playing blackjack for dollars. Mama Soul, because nobody pronounced her birth name, looked like she robbed 2 strippers. Dollars stacked in hundreds. She's always yelling out, "Money train, get on this money train," loud enough to keep her teeth in. And for los lambones, not to come ask her for no money. Rule number 1, never, never, never ask anyone who's in the process of active gambling to borrow $1. It can lead to bodily harm. Mama So welcomed everybody's money to the table. Margaret would come in and make sure she made her way to say hello to Mama So. Bendición, mama. Ay, mija, que Dios te bendiga, y tú que linda. Followed by, hey, you got money? Come get this ass whooping and support my new teeth fund, baby. No, mama. Seems like you got enough money for all of us and for a whole new set of gold teeth. Mama never kicked anyone out of the house, but usually strongly suggested for folks to make their way out. What cab company you calling? After only being there for 4 hours, Margaret was escorted to her cab. Breath smelling like yesterday's hangovers, her 13-year-old son in a panic was worried of what had happened to his mother after she had not arrived home 2 hours after being told that she was just put in the cab. Being the man of the house didn't prepare him for lonely sleepovers. He called his favorite teacher. They called police. She's not missing. It's only 2 hours. He called neighbors. Emergency room housed Jane Doe, 5'2", Hispanic female, 30 to 40 years old. His teenage heart experiences a mix of broken heart and relief. His siblings were kept from the scary bandages that wrapped their mother's face like a mummy. Her belongings had everything but her jewelry. Mama So called to find out how mommy had been doing. Neighbors were on the lookout for her jewelry. Crackheads in these neighborhoods have short-term memory and forget who they robbed. We all knew that Hollywood would know if her jewelry had been circulating in the neighborhood. He mentioned Tarfoot. Tarfoot has a thing for money and jewelry, boys. Mama So had a thing for men who mistreated women and grandbabies that, like her, like to relocate individuals. Wink, wink, if you know what I'm saying. Margaret got her jewelry. Her sons got their mom. Mama So still hustles for dollars, but nobody ever sold Tarfoot again.
What's up, my brother?
Midnight, what we doing?
What are we doing? Where we at?
Where
you at?
This is not put in the chat. This is Fumfa Live number 70.
Number 70, baby.
That's about how
I know. But basically, I'm gonna tell you when I was born a little later on. So we do this thing. Put it in the chat. It's me, Chance, and Stephanie. Stephanie's the glue that holds us together because we don't know what we're really doing. I have no clue. She's in the background tonight, so support for Stephanie. Put in the chat is it's a second and fourth Wednesday of the month, 9:15 Eastern Standard Time, because we are always on the East Coast no matter what we do. And the format I've put in the chat is 5 haiku, a spotlight artist, 7 haiku, a spotlight artist, and 5 haiku again. 575. So we're gonna play with some haikus real quick. You want to do that, bro?
Yeah. What are you wearing?
Oh, I'm wearing this right here. This right here is this was one of my father's shirts.
Oh, okay.
So, and if people realize, I change my shirts often when I perform, and when I did a dedication show after he passed away, I wore his shirts throughout my performance. So, I've been flipping shirts through performances for more than 11 years now.
Dope.
Let's go.
All right, what we doing? Let's go.
Let's go. Minor disturbance. Always call an ambulance. They don't carry guns.
Haiku number next. Mom forfeit her wings. Children ain't grow up just yet. There's still work to do.
Haiku number next. Round 2. Flick dime at homeless. Vet says, please keep your money. All I want is change.
Haiku number next. Stop blowing kisses to a man that throws punches. I want you to live.
Here's the thing I like to do every once in a while. 3 words, 17 syllables. Sexualizing. Irreversibility. Ejaculation. I knew you was gonna say something. Let's go.
No male role model. So he always spelled father Mommmy.
Chance still claims New York, but he is not from Brooklyn. How unfortunate.
Similarities between politicians and dykes. They don't do dick. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, for the month of October, which is harvest season, I've been a part of some challenges. And some of the challenges are writing, is just writing to prompts. So I'm given prompts, and then it's just like, here, take a crack at it. And so I decided to challenge Midnight on a prompt. So the prompt that we both wrote on was take all the time you need. The rumors are true. I appreciate you speaking the truth. Everyone has their own experiences with you, from your favorite poet to the person just starting out. Imagine me trying to rebuttal, and I heard he's difficult to work with from people that I've never broken bread or even worked with. Arguing with them is pointless. I heard he's an asshole. Well, that's true. I weed through the BS. I can read people when they say less, no poetry snob, but experienced listener. So pardon me as I take my non-existent cigarette break as you read. While you over-deliver an introduction to a poem that needs to be rewritten so you don't need an introduction for the poem. Take 2 weeks if you need. Take more, please. I heard them say I rub people the wrong way. My massage certification says otherwise. I've made my friends in high school. The rest of you are added bonuses. Honestly, seems not to be the best policy, so you probably much rather me give you a hip-hop head nod and a pat on the back. Well, that ain't me, Jack. I'm penmanship years old, rolling TVs in the classroom, thick skin, disc battles at lunchtime with cheesy fish sandwiches. Clapping for subpar is not me. Cliche in your poem that my third eye contact can see, that's not me. While your heart bleeds crimson, that's not me. And any other R&B lies you want to sing, don't bring them to me. Plagiarism is still alive. And as far as that poem that needs to be rewritten, take all the time you need. Take 2 weeks if you please. And be mindful that paper or text, it's okay to delete.
He keeps confusing me when he goes off the screen. I don't know what's going on.
You good, don't worry. I don't want my beautiful face to distract from what you're doing.
Man, my good eye is not looking at you, trust. Imaginings of diamond rings, flowers, friends, and family. Bridal dress. You look like princess. This day to be one of the happiest of life instants. Promise of a long lasting. Commit to commitment. Or could it also be a phase one might grow out of? Love. Because LOVE comes with expectations that sometimes surpasses reality. So take all the time that you need. Yet time keeps on passing as alone swerves into loneliness. Eating away at me is my past history. Reading in between the lines. Wondering if she'll comply to forever screw just one guy. My heart is still sleeping. Wanting her to be the first thing I see, eyes closed tightly, although maybe could be right in front of me. But I'll only know her when she's gone. Question if I was right or wrong. So take all the time that you need. Giving in, overthinking everyday decisions. Take all the time that you need to discuss bills, parenting skills, credit debts, your religious affiliates, COVID still being in season, childhood traumas to converse, sexual expectations that we'd want to share just between both of us. Take all the time that you need, but remember that tomorrow isn't promised. Neither is the rest of today. Never allow love to, or the desire to be loved to prevent you from being the one that you do love. Relationships. The ending benefit isn't about a wedding ring. What else to each other do you bring? Love be the last word when love alone isn't enough. There's so much more all-encompassing. It is sometimes all too much confusing. But take all the time that you need.
Cute.
It was cute. It was cool because the perspective, that was the thing about it. Just playing with different perspectives of the same prompt. Did I impress you?
Yeah,
so,
you got
borderline.
I
got some work to do.
Yeah, you got some work.
I like it.
Hey, Katie, I need some. Stay on screen, Katie. This guy getting on my nerves. I can't take him. He get on my nerves.
You guys, I loved that prompt. I loved both of it. That was so cool to hear both of you do. That was awesome. Do we want Chris up here too? Should we let Chris?
Chris, where you at?
Chris is hiding his beautiful beard from you.
That's right. He's charging rent. He's charging somebody who's living in that beard rent. Leave him alone. Let's go, Midnight. We got some haikus. There it goes.
Let's
Okay, well, we will be happy to be your on-screen audience if you would like us here.
Hang out with us.
Okay, all right. Well, we are listening and we are loving everything. We just had to.
He's borderline. He's not. He needs to be tamed anyway. So, let's go.
Go fist pump, Chris.
Diagonal fist pump, Chris. No, like down in the corner of the screen. Chris said, no, it's okay. All right, go ahead, guys. Sorry.
We good. Job or career? Work will work your fucking nerves. paycheck to paycheck.
Complimenting her makeup is not an excuse to blacken her eye.
Love that one. Through the Black Panther, Marvel Avengers did learn that Black Lives Matter.
A dog is a man's best friend, except during the civil rights movement.
I like that. That was
Sorry, Chris and I were so quiet. We're like, yes.
okay. At a pause, I'm like, okay, I like that one. I'll give him that one.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Oh, Chris was snapping. I didn't see the snaps.
No, not that many snaps.
They're like tiny hidden snaps down here.
All right, let's go.
You guys are amazing. Just everything is amazing.
Dating a poet. If things are not going well, she spits some new shit.
Oh yeah, that's the truth.
Dear Disney Pictures, why is it we don't see mothers in many of your films?
That's true.
It is true.
They're always dead.
They're always dead. Yeah, actually, yeah.
Yes. So the story behind that is that Walt Disney lost his mother in a fire. So the whole Disney franchise won't allow, I guess he won't allow them to write mothers in films.
You're kidding me. Really?
Yeah. I think that's the way the story goes.
Oh my God.
So we have another prompt, and this prompt is, tell me what to do without telling me what to do.
I love it.
I don't know why he keeps going off. Because, hey, Chan, real talk. It's a static when you go off, and that's what's messing me up.
No, it's because I have a white piece of paper covering.
We can
This
do
is the
this.
static that you're seeing. My high-tech device. Me and Chris got this. We know what we're doing. Come on, guy.
Well, it keeps moving. The little fan you got in the house warming up the children, cooling off the children. It keeps moving.
Well, I'll keep my face on here.
Thank you so much. I hate this guy. Go ahead.
We were often told to be home by the time the streetlights came on. Never understood why they kept saying this. Remembering Dreads. Dreads. It was as if his life started 50 swings past 3 strikes. A kid. Yet there's no minors in these streets. Little people that look like kids, too small to be grown, programmed with that everybody dies, so I don't really give a shit syndrome. Dun-da-dun. His face hardened not because of age, but because of this stage. Street life. 21 before 18. Mounted up anger, stress, low self-esteem, glamorizing the street scene, shutting down rational thinking. Those Sterling Street boys, facing fear because those that make a career of this philosophy believe that you have to work to eat. Gang banging as for fast money. On guard without sleep. Since the only time you sleep is when you're in the ground 6 feet. Street life. 21 before 18. Because bullets from barrels escape routinely. Filling prisons and graveyards. Tragic consequences from low self-expectations. The biggest fear is that you don't care is living too long. And you just might be next. sweating profusely, street life, where your surroundings is a landmine that constantly explodes because drugs is a ghost that is haunting our community, when dying is the best thing you could do to keep your family's mind at ease. You're often told to be home by the time the street lights came on. Never understood why they kept saying this. But now I know what happens in the darkness. 21 before 18. The current New York City statistic, 21 teens, not yet 18, dead in a casket already this year because of the street life.
Powerful stuff.
It's like you have already made the choice to reach me differently. My alarm did not ring this morning. The sun came out today, blazing through the clouds, shining unapologetically to ensure I appreciate this gift, awakening a soul looking for answers, searching in fortune cookies that Chinese restaurants import from Mexico. Mirrors on walls don't necessarily give answers. Disney lied to every little girl, proving everyone's experience is different, and still, we palmed hands, I give thanks. I see all the signs, but I'm unable to read them. Too stubborn to listen to the loud and clear. How many busted eardrums should you need before doing what needs to be done? We constantly live life like teenagers, hard heads, soft bottoms. I never knew taking my time would save 4 lives. Car wouldn't start. You helped avoid visit to morgue. Help mother hug child again. I now see the messages left from transitioned family in every song. Smell it in her fragrance. Hear it in the laughter of their legacy. I'm more aware of what needs to be done. Thank you for telling me what to do without telling me what to do.
Woo!
You want to do 2 more haiku, bro?
You know what? Yeah, let's. If we got time, we'll do 2 more haikus and a poem each and close it out.
That'll work. That works for me. Yo, oh man, is it okay, Katie and Chris?
Absolutely, yes, go for it.
No, Katie, no. Thank you.
Okay, sorry, hidden. Absolutely, yes. We want to hear everything. Yes. I'm sorry.
I'm smiling.
Wrong timing.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
2 more haikus.
Man serves his country. Detached mind comes back wounded. Homeless activist.
Welcome to the Bronx, the only borough with a title. The.
Yeah.
Really, Katie? No.
Where's that Brooklyn?
Katie knows what it is.
I've heard that one.
It's Brooklyn. Brooklyn's always in the house. On mind constantly. Ratio of eyes, heart, lips. You are my always.
Hair tips 101. Blonde hair does not make you cute if you are ugly.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man.
These are just observations. When I live in New York City, just because you slap on a blonde wig does not make you cute. And I just had to write it down. Oh, man. So, I guess we'll close out now. First of all, thank you guys for inviting us once again. I really appreciate you. You could have called anyone, but you decided to close out Hispanic Heritage Month with me, the token Latino. And you, I don't know why you called Phil, but I'm glad that he's here. He's 1/16th Dominican, so I understand why you called him. I really appreciate you guys. So here we go. Competing with ghosts. We don't talk about white sheets mid-air floating around like Casper, especially when our forefathers wore pointy sheets under curled wigs. Picture me fighting in imagination when I have more deities to consume my time. You play with ghosts, we are not the same. We don't talk about floating figures. Halloween comes once a year. Dia de los Muertos is celebrated for a week. We have offerings and shrines, and for transitioned ones we look at daily. Goblins and ghouls don't call my attention much when I still yearn for my grandparents' blessing, one that I will never get. Some of you have that fortunate. High fever as a kid had me hallucinating and seeing images moving about on ceiling. Mother called it a gift. Neighbors called it interesting. Teachers deemed it attention-seeking. Blessed children are often misdiagnosed and labeled difficult. I was never difficult. I think I was gifted because sensitivity isn't taught in schools. Because teaching degrees don't include cultural awareness. I'm sorry, Professor Becky, you do not understand what santeros do on a daily basis. Because teaching degrees don't include cultural awareness. Ghosts. We want to talk about ghosts. Ghosts is the look on the pale people's faces when they confuse terms of endearment for slander due to the lack of knowledge. I don't compete with ghosts when my ancestors walk with me daily.
Woo!
Katie, did you get my text?
I did, yes. Yes. Is it time? It is
What?
time.
No, it's not
okay.
time.
It's not time.
Okay. I'm sorry. I love you guys so much.
I was born February 10th, 1969. Until unknown. My last breath. They'll call it death. And I hope to have a good run. At least on the backside of my 70s, but although it still be on the short side of time. My obituary should read something like this. He was blessed with a gift of his own poetic flow, a mix of Brooklyn, NYC, and Jamaica, West Indies.
Woo.
Our last breath, unknown. So here's a question I ask. What if today was your last? I heard them say to give flowers while still living. So to your significant other, family, friend, or lover, learn to forgive him or her, remembering to say, I love you. Is it true that whatever you depend upon in life for happiness is what controls you? Like a junkie that needs a fix. Since our temptations is also our Achilles heel. So tell me, how strong is your will? Remember that life is short, so if you have a passion or a dream, pursue it. One day or day one, you decide. But let me also remind you to never forget, money shouldn't be of the highest importance, since it can't buy life and it's always left after death. When being a parent is just a title, providing no real guidance, when your child can say to himself, what you're doing speaks so loudly, I can hardly hear what you're saying. You may want to rethink the legacy that you're leaving. So again, I ask, what if today was your last? When will we stop putting our goals on hold? Because fear is like a clenched fist, making unfinished business part of our remembrance. Did you ever fall in love? Make love with the one that was sent to you from above. Wondering if God would ever present a beautiful black woman just for me. And my heart would whisper, she's the one. When will you or I ever go? The exact time, 3 seconds before or after, we'll never know. So hold me one last time like I was good conversation, unaware how close we might be to death. Close your eyes with few regrets. Thank God for every moment spent. Answer the question that many refuse to think of, let alone ask. What if today was your last?
Woo!
Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Chris.
Woo! Powerful stuff! Awesome, awesome, awesome. Oh, what a powerful message, and what a fabulous message to end on. Making sure that we are fully living life, and all of the encouragement and reminders in that. You guys,
Very
we
dramatic.
love you so much. Thank you so much for everything tonight. Do we have any? We are finished for the evening. We are. I don't want to cut out anything.
No, we're ending on high notes.
Yes.
Very high notes. Midnight is out of shirts.
Wardrobe is done.
You guys, I was totally captivated. I'm like, I could just keep listening to you both for forever and ever. You're both such excellent work. Just so many powerful statements, so many beautiful images of these different people and your family, and it's just so great to have you guys on here. And you'll be back again too. Thank you so much for tonight.
A beautiful mix.
We're working on some collabs, so hopefully we can come back.
Yeah.
Yes, having you guys go side by side like that. I mean, there's like an energy that gets created that's really something special. So that's something that more people should do.
We absolutely love it.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to. My shoulders hurt from carrying him most of the show, but I really appreciate you for saying that, Chris.
He is always talking.
Oh,
it's very thoughtful.
Well, I think you guys did a fabulous job. You got to go see all of the love, in the chat on Facebook and YouTube, all of the emojis, all of the everything. You're both so amazing, and you all need to go check out everything that they have published and put online. You all need to check out, put it in the chat, the second and fourth Wednesday of every month, and you got to follow these guys on social media. They are just absolutely incredible, and they are our beloved friends from all of this time live streaming since the beginning of quarantine. We really love you guys. Thank you so much for tonight.
Thank you back.
Yeah. It looks like Chance is having some internet problems over here. Midnight, it's your chance. Just kidding.
I told you yesterday he wasn't going to pay the bill. Don't tell him he's muted because he's going to say some crap.
Possibly no. I'm just.
He'll find a way. He'll do that ASL.
Internet. Thank you, internet.
Thank you,
internet. Thank you, Teresa.
Yes.
Catherine, Miss Catherine.
Yes. And
she was just saying thanks to Cancer Midnight, so I'm just saying thank you to her and everybody who's tuning in, Ray Jane.
Ray Jane in the building, Queen Ray Jane
Yes,
next
Ray
week.
Jane's in the building, and she is going to be is joining us next week. She will be one of our features next week, so you guys got to come back and ready.
Absolutely.
It's going to be amazing. And we just want to thank you guys again, John Chance Acevedo, Phillip J. Curtis, aka Midnight, all of our amazing readers tonight. It was such an incredible evening, and thank you to our audience for joining us. Just another round of applause for everyone.
Another epic.
Another amazing evening. Come back next week for Owen Elphick and Ray Jane, and then after that, in costume on Halloween night, we have Spooky Night coming up. And if you have any friends in different time zones who didn't get to join us this evening, have them go onto Facebook Live or YouTube, and they can enjoy the beautiful John Chance Acevedo and Phillip J. Curtis and all of our incredible readers from this evening. We will see you again next week. Have a very good night.